Coming up on Mountain News this morning, Kentucky's Commissioner of Agriculture visited Bowling Green yesterday, praising Kentucky for the agricultural advancements the state has made. And an annual sheriff's camp started yesterday in one eastern Kentucky county, and the participants started it off with a splash.
Dedicated to eastern and southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning, I'm Olivia Calfee. The time is 6:01 on July 12th. Now let's check in with Chief Forecaster Brandon Robinson for a look at your forecast this morning. Now, hopefully another great day on tap for us, but a little bit cooler temperatures this morning. You said earlier, not as cool as yesterday. I think it's chilly.
Listen, here's the thing. This morning, it is a little bit chilly this morning, but if you ever heard the saying, catch me outside, you can catch me inside today in an air-conditioned building.
It's going to be a hot one.
Yeah, it's going to be steamy out there a little bit later on this afternoon. That's a precursor for what's to come a little bit later this week and going into the weekend. Let's take a look and see what's going on right now. I-64 near Moorhead. Camera not quite pointed up like it usually is. Hopefully the transportation folks will kind of get that corrected in the next little bit, but they've got some traffic barrels out there, so they're probably doing some road work out there. But it's 64 up there near Moorhead this morning, and visibility not too bad, down to 3 miles over at the airport. So again, just be careful up that way, some patchy and fog. Dew points above 60s. That means they're already starting to go back up. Temperatures 50s in Hazard, Manchester, Middlesboro, all of Southwest Virginia, 60s everywhere else this morning. Even the Mesonet doesn't have any 50s on it this morning. So temperature difference from this time yesterday. It's several degrees warmer in many locations, exactly where it was yesterday in Richmond. 1 degree warmer in Middlesboro this morning, and heading upwards today. Lots of sunshine, maybe just a few clouds, and temperatures in the upper 80s for daytime highs. Now here's the thing. It's going to stay warm for the next few days, even with the rain chances, which I'll talk about here in just a few minutes. Olivia?
Brandon, thank you. Kentucky has its largest budget surplus in history. The state budget director says general fund receipts were $15.1 billion for the fiscal year that ended June 30th. Revenue outpaced the spending plan by more than $1 billion for the third year in a row. There was double-digit growth in sales taxes. There was also increases in business tax receipts and property tax receipts. The message from the budget director about the surplus says the underlying reason for the strong revenue growth is more jobs and higher wages. It all came despite the fact that Kentucky has started phasing out its state income tax. One of Kentucky's largest automotive supply companies is expanding. Officials with Hitachi says they will expand their Madison County operation with a new $153 million investment in Berea. It's expected to create 167 new jobs. Company leaders say the expansion is a result of increased market demand for electric vehicles. Kentucky's Commissioner of Agriculture was in Bowling Green yesterday speaking at the Kentucky Conservation District meeting. In his speech, Ryan Quarles talked about how far Kentucky has come as an agricultural state, agricultural education, all of the different local products that come out of the state, and the creation of agricultural technology. Quarles also talked about the importance of conservation and how it was started after the Dust Bowl.
This is the largest man-made environmental disaster in U.S. history, and that's what really started the conservation movement in America. And Kentucky is the inventor of no-till corn. We continue to innovate production practices that are replicated around the world.
As for what's next, Quarles says he will have an announcement in the next few days, but plans on sticking with public service. Now that the Bluegrass Army Depot has destroyed more than 30,000 tons of chemical weapons, what's next for the grounds and the estimated 2,600 people who work there? William Ritter, a public affairs official for the depot, says it will take 2 years to decontaminate and sanitize anything that came in contact with those chemical ammunitions.
The way the law is written, that plant where the chemical mission was done is supposed to be totally destroyed. Well, this study is looking to see what else can go there because it has a lot of all the infrastructure that any brand new building would need to operate on.
The study he is referring to is a feasibility study Congressman Andy Barr presented and was able to pass in the House to look at other options for use of the plant location. An organization in our region is aiming to keep students interested in the nursing profession in eastern Kentucky. Shaping Our Appalachian Region, also known as SOAR, is hosting a 2-week camp at the University of Pikeville. Students will have a college-like experience while learning from healthcare professionals. Pikeville High School student Holly Ramey says she wants to eventually provide medical care in her hometown.
I'm planning to gain on a lot of knowledge on stuff that I'm really wanting to learn more about, even in college, even whenever I turn an adult. And I hope that it sticks with me and that I can just possibly and keep helping people's lives.
Ramey also says she wants to attend the University of Pikeville and get a degree in nursing with a goal of becoming a nurse practitioner. She says the SOAR organization is helping to make those dreams a reality. SOAR is also looking for speakers to apply for a 10 Talk at the Corbin Arena. It is presented by the University of the Cumberlands. The SOAR website states 10 minutes, 10 slides, and you. It is a chance to share ideas about the region. The deadline to apply is August 21st on the website. This will take place at the SOAR Summit in October. Some school districts are providing students with free school supplies this fall. In Floyd County, 5th through 12th grade students will be given computers and backpacks. Officials say the money comes from elementary and secondary school emergency relief funds and community groups like ARH. The free supplies will be handed out to students the first week of classes. Before the professionals take center stage at the Barbasol Championship in Nicholasville later today, it was the kids' time to shine on the course at Champions at Keene Trace. Kids who participated in Tuesday's activities were part of the YMCA of Central Kentucky's Power Scholars Academy. YMCA staff say the summer program's goal is to keep children engaged through enrichment activities just like golf.
Exposing them to career opportunities, to be a golfer, to go on to do additional things in the golf world is really something that some of our scholars might not have the exposure to.
Berry also went on to say the program is focused on students who are demonstrating results below the 40th percentile, adding that they have seen demonstrated results on average of 2 months gain in reading and writing after the 6-week program. Students ages 9 to 12 in Pike County were invited to take part in the annual Sheriff's Camp, and the event kicked off yesterday with a group of boys hitting the water. WYMT's Buddy Forbes popped by the park for the first day of this year's camp.
From going fishing to growing friendships.
It was kind of unexpected.
The 2023 Pike County Sheriff's Camp is making a splash.
They used to send them to western Kentucky, so they'd go all the way to Lamb Twin Lakes. Man, that's a drive. So Sheriff came up with the idea to do a home camp.
Bringing kids from around the county to a partnership pack picnic at Fish Trap Lake.
Where's the pizza?
With the Sheriff's Department, Kentucky Fish and Wildlife, and the Army Corps of Engineers taking campers out on boats for a day of bonding.
Oh, it's so important because these kids get to see us in a different light. They get to interact with us.
Giving students a chance to enjoy some sun.
I liked being on a boat.
With many versions of fun.
Fishing, and I just really enjoy it, and I get to spend time with my dad.
Connecting with the kids as they create memories with new peers.
I got a new friend.
You did?
And I caught a blue cat by myself, and I love to eat the pizza.
Giving those who serve a new perspective.
Humbling and really fulfilling to see the smile on these kids' faces, especially some of them, had never caught a fish before, had never been on a boat before, and the smile is from ear to ear, man.
In Pike County, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
The 3-day camp continues this week, and the county's registered girls are set to take part in the fun next week. Heads up for drivers who use the Hazard Bypass. Expect delays starting today. The Kentucky Transportation Cabinet District 10 has announced they will start repaving the busy road. The KYTC says drivers should expect lane closings while the project is underway. They are expecting long traffic delays as a result of the road work.
6:10 here on this Wednesday morning. We continue to track some patchy fog across parts of the region. For the most part, though, it's just a bit on the chilly side in spots. Let's take you up on top of Whitesburg Pine Mountain, looking at a cold truck coming down through there. 62 there on US 119. Not a whole lot of action out there this morning, but some cooler temperatures still in the 50s in all southwest Virginia counties, and Hazard, Manchester, and Middlesboro. Temperatures climbing a little bit there. Looks like our warm spot is down to 66 there in Monticello, 65 in Jackson, followed by 64 in Moorhead, Prestonsburg, and Pikeville this morning. Headlines: one more nice day. Get outside and enjoy it. It's going to be a sunny day. It's going to be a warm day, so take your heat precautions. Scattered storms will build back in with a system starting tomorrow, and we could see some pretty good heat next week. And I'm talking about low to mid 90s by the time we get into the middle and end of next week. We'll keep you posted on that and have the latest forecast coming up here in just a few minutes. Olivia?
Thank you, Brandon, and thanks for joining Mountain News this morning. More news is on the way. Coming up, the Biden administration wants to work towards affordable child care for everyone. We will have more on how they plan to do it.